Swedish climate activist Greta Thunberg has spoken publicly for the first time since her release from Israeli detention. Thunberg was among more than 170 people deported by Israeli authorities after joining a Gaza-bound aid flotilla. Arriving in Athens, she was greeted by cheering supporters waving Palestinian flags. Speaking at the airport, Thunberg said her own mistreatment was not the real story. Instead, she focused on what she called a genocide unfolding in Gaza, a tragedy the world can no longer ignore. She accused Israel of escalating destruction and attempting to erase an entire nation. Thunberg also mentioned ongoing suffering in Congo, Sudan, and Afghanistan, calling the global response the bare minimum. Her words echoed across social media, reigniting debate over the humanitarian crisis in Gaza and the role of activism in times of war.
Let me be very clear. There is a genocide going on in front of our very eyes. A live-streamed genocide on all of our phones. No one has the privilege to say we are not aware of what is happening. No one in the future will be able to say we did not know. Under international law, states have a legal obligation to act to prevent and to stop a genocide from happening. That means ending complicity, applying real pressure, and ending arms transfers. We are not seeing that. We are not even seeing the bare minimum from our governments. Our international systems are betraying Palestinians. They are not even able to prevent the worst war crimes from happening. The global Sumud flotilla was the biggest ever attempt to break Israel's illegal and inhumane siege by sea. And it is a story of global international solidarity, of people stepping up when our governments fail to do so, of people saying that my leaders, so-called leaders who are supposed to represent me, who continue to fuel a genocide, death and destruction, they do not represent me. And I could talk for a very, very long time about our mistreatment and abuses in our imprisonment, trust me, but that is not the story. What happened here was that Israel, while continuing to worsen and escalate their genocide and mass destruction with genocidal intent, attempting to erase an entire population, an entire nation in front of our very eyes. They once again violated international law by preventing humanitarian aid from getting into Gaza while people are being starved. And we want to also emphasize that we do not only need humanitarian aid to enter Gaza, we need an end to the siege, we need an end to the occupation and the oppression. This action was challenging our extremely violent business as usual that is preventing these war crimes from happening. And that is what this story is about. We cannot take our eyes away from Gaza, from all the places of the world that are suffering, living on the forefronts of this business as usual systems.